What's the name?
Okay, so I can have everybody's attention, please. We have some awards we'd like to give out, and so I have a little bit of a ceremony that I'd like to do at this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a custom of the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon to present to those brethren who obtained a minimum of membership in the lodge of 50 years. If they've attained that in good standing, that we issue a 50-year jewel. This presentation is a function of the Grand Lodge and only after verification of the records. It is presented only to a select few who have reached this point in time through their own volition and the will and pleasure of our great Creator. The Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon has noted with gratification that Worshipful Brother Howard Friedman has been a member of a regular lodge of Masons for over 50 years. At this time, we will have the pleasure and privilege of bestowing upon him a token of our fraternal love and appreciation. In accordance with the teachings of our institution, let us invoke the blessing of God. Supreme Grand Master, ruler of heaven and earth, we thank thee for the many years of life which thou hast granted to our brother. We thank thee for the life, health, strength, and daily provision of thy providence. Grant to our brother many additional years of life. Be ever near to him, sustain and comfort him. Lead him in thy ways that he may know happiness and friendship all the days of his life. Amen.
So
You may be seated.
Howard?
What is that?
That's the steering.
Not quite ready yet.
Oh,
That's
not
okay.
quite ready, but you can stand here with us.
Come on up. Okay, so Brother Howard Friedman was initiated as an apprentice on June 6, 1969. He was passed to the degree of Fellowcraft on September 19, 1969, and raised to the sublime degree of Master Mason on November 21st, 1969. And this was in Lafayette Lodge number 27 in New Jersey. Is that right? Okay. And he is now a member of Mary's River Lodge number 221. So if there are any other 50-year Masons, please step up and form in a line behind us here. Stand right. Howard, just sit up there. Hey, we got something. Let's see. You give us just a little space there. Brother Howard, will you step back here in line with him for a moment? And can we get a picture? Okay, great. So, Brother Howard, in recognition of your having been a member of a regular lodge of Masons for over half a century, in this case, 53 years, I believe. And in my capacity as Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon, it is my honor and privilege to present you with this visible token of our fraternal love and appreciation. Put that right on there. Have a certificate because of the way, that's one of the reasons it's been 53 years, is because the communication between the Grand Lodges is a little bit slow sometimes. And with the COVID mixed in there, it took a little while. So his certificate is not issued by the state of Oregon, it is issued by New Jersey. And so it says, the Grand Lodge of Most Ancient and Honorable Society of Free and Accepted Masons for the state of New Jersey honors Right Worshipful Brother Howard S. Friedman, Lafayette Lodge number 27, on his 50th anniversary as a Master Mason, with the express appreciation for his distinguished service. and it's dated November 21st, 2019. So it's witnessed this hand by the seal of the Grand Lodge, and it's signed by the Grand Master of New Jersey.
Not on mail is awful slow.
Honor to receive this award, but it's more of an honor to receive it from you as Grand Master of Oregon in our lodge.
Thank you very much. It's just a wonderful opportunity.
No, like I said, recently, you know, my turn of events in my life have now allowed me to come back to Masonry. I've been away for several years dealing with family issues. And it's just a pleasure to be here with my Masonic family, with Mark. We've known each other a very long time. And I'll tell you a very little story. Years ago, I got a speeding ticket in Corvallis. And I called Mark, you were the CPD at the time,
Yep.
and I said, Mark, I'm not asking you to fix this ticket for me, but what should I do? He said, Mark said, what happened? I said, I got a school, you know, I'm in a school zone. He said, who did it? And I gave you the Officer Cheater was the and he said,
Why am I not surprised?
and he said, Mark said, did he check school zone? And I said, no. He said, pay the ticket. So that was our first real communication together.
Yeah.
And I paid the ticket.
Yeah, because if he marked the school zone box, the fine would have been much higher. And so he did him a favor by not marking the box on the ticket and missing that, and lowered the fine.
So when I came to Oregon, I joined the synagogue here in Corvallis, and our late brother Lou Gordon was a member, and I met Lou when we started to talk. We both found out we were Masons. He was at St. John's at the time, so I joined over in St. John's, and then became Worshipful Master there in 2002. And then I sort of backed away from Masonry for several years, and Lou came over here, and he said to me, you need to move your membership, it's a lot closer. So I did, and now I'm here, and I couldn't be more happy to be here. I'm involved with the lodge, I've been getting involved with Rainbow, and I'm just trying to reconnect with all my Masonic connections and brethren. Thank you.
Brother Howard also left out one other thing, and that is that he is a past district deputy in Oregon. I can't remember, was that 2003?
Yes.
Yeah, 2003, and he and I were district deputies at the same time. So I was deputy in our district, and he did the Grand Master a favor and took the next district to the north.
Right.
And so, so that's another tidbit that he won't mention unless I tell you.
The Grand Master said, don't worry. I said, what do I do? He said, don't worry, Mark will show you.
Thank you again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Mark.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will sound familiar, but we like to do it again for those who are entitled to it. And in addition to that, we have another ceremony I'd like to perform tonight. And we have a brother who is a 60-year Mason who also needs to get his award. So I will let you know that it is a custom of the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon to present to those brethren who have attained a minimum of 60 years membership in a lodge, in good standing, a 60-year jewel. This presentation is also a function of the Grand Lodge and is presented only after verification of the records. It is presented only to a select few who have reached this point in time through their own volition and the will and pleasure of our great Creator. The Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon has noted with gratification that Worshipful Brother Don Lauer has been a member of a regular Lodge of Masons for 60 years. At this time, we'll have the pleasure and privilege of bestowing upon him a token of our fraternal love and appreciation. And since we've already done the prayer, we'll skip that this time. So, Brother Lauer was initiated and entered apprentice Mason on April 24th, 1962 in Heroin Lodge number 104, Grand Lodge of Missouri. He was passed to the degree of Fellowcraft on February 6, 1963, and raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason on May 21st, 1963. He is now a member of Mary's River Lodge number 221. Brother Lauer, if you would step up with us. Are there any other 60-year Masons? So come on up. We do have another one. Two.
There's two of them.
All right. Stay right up here with them. We're going to get a picture. I shouldn't have let you go back to your seats.
Dictate the exercise.
That's right.
Yeah. I've got news for you. 2 more years and I'll have 70 years.
I know.
Just turn around and step up here on the wood here with him.
Step up one.
Yeah, right up here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's get a picture here. Yep, you got 180 years of masonry right here. Right?
A little more than that.
All right.
You're not too far away.
Brother Lauer, in recognition of your having been a member of a regular lodge of Masons for over half a century, and in fact over 60 years, it is my honor and privilege to present you with this visible token of our fraternal love and appreciation of your brethren. Should have asked. Debbie to pin you. Okay. Debbie, I think you should be up here.
Oh.
Why don't you come on up and join in? I was thinking this while I'm pinning this on his lapel, that you're here too, and we don't always have our wives here for the ceremonies. Make a little room. All right. So congratulations on 60 years.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
A new frame is coming.
So he has a certificate signed by me from the state of Oregon. And yep, that's my signature down there. Yeah, I was happy to sign that one. And I would like to talk about his, Brother Howard's jewel is different being from New Jersey. But the jewel you have is shaped in the state of Oregon. And its golden color, traditionally emblematic of a 50th anniversary, in this case also indicates that it was presented by the Grand Lodge of Ancient Free and Accepted Masons of Oregon. It is emblematical of that purity of life and conduct which should be displayed by all Masons wheresoever dispersed. This beautiful jewel we know will be worn with pride. We sincerely hope you will wear it with honor to yourself and to the fraternity. Congratulations. Okay, would all our Masons please rise? Please join me in saluting our 60-year Mason with the public grand honors of Masonry.
Go Chiefs. When I first met Most Worshipful Brother Posler, he and I kind of clicked. May I call you Mark?
Sure.
Mark was born in Columbia, Missouri, and he grew up, and he did grow up. He grew up in Manhattan, Kansas, and so he was a Chiefs fan. And so yesterday, we were texting back and forth during the game, and I sent him a picture of me with the Chiefs hat on, and of course, he had to do better than that, and so he sends me a picture of him with a Chiefs hat on and a Chiefs sweatshirt. If anybody's interested in seeing it, I've got it. 60 years ago in Kansas City, my wife and I discussed me being a Mason, and it cost $100. And this was in '62, and times weren't all that great. I was driving a truck, and my wife was a social worker, and we had to scrape together the $100 for me to become a Mason. And since then, every year, I have not always attended lodge, because some of you know I went in the Army. I was in for 28 years. And so I was all over the world, and I wasn't able to go to lodge meeting all the time. But I paid my dues every year, and all my time was good. And I did become an officer in a lodge in Germany, and that was the most I went to lodge until I came to Oregon and I joined this lodge. And found my Masonic home for sure here in Marys River. And I appreciate it, and I appreciate him for more than just being our Grand Master, but for being a true brother and a friend. And many of the other brothers here I feel much the same about. I'm done.
All right. I'm going to rat him out a little bit here too, because I've got a little bit of his record, and he retired as an active duty colonel and saw service in Vietnam and Operation Desert Storm. So we appreciate your contributions to protecting our country too. We haven't been talking about that tonight, but that's an important thing we should mention also.
Someone just said it, but I was also a Marine for 6 years. To start with, I was an enlisted Marine, got out, went to college, and then went to the Army.
Mm-hmm. And he's been the backbone of our lodge the last few years and been our master more than once. And if there's any adversity, the colonel pops back out. So he is a pillar of our lodge. So thanks again.
Thank you.
You bet. Congratulations. Worshipful Master, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay.
Thanks.
This is the one you should.
We did a little background. And it turns out that somebody else is having an anniversary.
Oh, okay.
And it is my honor and privilege to present to you your 25-year certificate
Wow.
as a Mason of Oregon. So
Thank you so much. Those years add up quick. Thank you very much, Worshipful Master.
my pleasure.
I'll definitely enjoy putting this up on my wall there. And it is amazing how fast the years go by. I remember, that's what I was talking about, being a district deputy with Brother Howard, and Brother Dick's back there, and we were masters together the first time in 1999. And it's just amazing as I look around the room, all the brothers in this hall, the shared experiences we've had. And I'll talk about it more in lodge, but there's no way I could take the job as Grand Master without the support of all these brothers in the lodge room here from Marys River. And I hate to single any of them out because they all have done so much to support me, and I think I've told you before, they have a tendency to refer to me as the lodge's contribution to the Grand Lodge. And it's true, I spend a lot of time away from my home lodge doing Grand Lodge activities. But the one that leaps out at me would be Brother Dick Potter over there. And Brother Dick was not attending lodge all the time when I started in '96, and we had a gap in the line ahead of me when I was the junior warden, and they needed somebody else to step in and be the master to mentor me while I was doing my senior warden year. And they called Brother Dick, and they kind of pulled him away from his real estate management and brought him back to the lodge, and he mentored me and taught me all kinds of things that year. And he's been active in lodge ever since then. And so there's stories like that about every brother in the room. So thank you, brothers. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the certificate.
Absolutely. I'm sure most everyone in this room knows that we park cars for the Oregon State home football games, and by doing so, we raise money for our scholarship fund. Over the course of 15 or more years, we've raised over $150,000 for our scholarship fund. And throughout that, there has been the help, support, and, dare I say, love of this group by an individual who has made certain to bake cookies, scones. On the cold, nasty winter days, there'll be a hot pot of soup waiting for us here. There'll be a big bowl of chili waiting for us here to sustain us while we, count the money and do the paperwork and everything else. And there are not enough words to say, thank you, Debbie Lauer, for all that you have done for us. It is the custom in our lodge to look about and choose a Mason who has done more than most everyone else and has stood, how do I want to say, on the shoulders of the past pillars of our lodge. And there is an award. It is called a Hiram Award. It is the highest honor that we as a lodge can bestow on an individual. And it is my honor and my privilege to present the Hiram Award to Worshipful Brother Don Lauer. I was in such a hurry, I left it, so I apologize. I know, you weren't there for me. Thank you so very much.
Brother, can I address the group?
Absolutely.
This required a lot of strategizing by the worshipful master because Brother Don is our secretary.
I think if you did this, that somebody over there must have been in on it.
So as this, normally the secretary is involved in the process of the Hiram Award because the secretary is our connection with the Grand Secretary's office who produces all these. And so the lodge figured out a way to vote for him and obtain all of the awards and everything without the secretary being involved in the process. And so
they wouldn't let me see the ballot.
I know. Now, I guess I would add one other thing too. Different lodges award Hiram Awards in different ways, and our lodge does not give one every year. We just do it when there's a strong enough feeling in the lodge that a brother should receive the award. And there's many years we don't issue one. So congratulations, Worshipful Brother Don. It's well deserved.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, everybody. I do it because it's fun to do. And to get an award like this because you're having fun is amazing. But thank you, and I truly love you all. Thanks. I don't know.
To have been the man who had the opportunity to instruct him through 3 degrees when he began. And look what he's done with it.